Hello there. It's been a while since I've posted here on the wood gas forums. I've been busy. I don't think I've posted since before December, and I ended up moving into a new house, my first house. So out of renting and just been getting things kind of organized, and it's a little bit of a fixer-upper. So I've been fixing that instead of doing this wood gas. But anyways. Here we are. That's the house. Pretty small little house. Quaint. I like the quaint house. Anyways, humble. And then this is the garage, and this is what I've been working on a bit. So it was just basically it was just a shed mostly, not a garage. So I ended up insulating it, and we got her wired. We got her wired for 60 amps. With 220 volt 60 amp feed for the welder, so that's nice. Everything's working too. So I run the line to the house and whatnot. So I got getting her there. I brought up my little my metal lathe, so hopefully that'll come in handy. I haven't had that working in a long while. Picked up a quad and had to fix that up. Another fixer-upper project, but it's running now, running real nice. And I got the wood heat here, and the guy I got the house from, he left a bunch of crap around, a lot of scrap and a lot of scrap wood, so it's actually worked out well where I've been able to work in here all winter because of all the wood he left. So a little compressor there that I found at the junkyard, still it just needs a new pulley, but it seems like it still pumps air, so I'll try and make a nice compressor. I have been trying to use this little dinky $60 Chinese compressor here that takes about 20 minutes for it to pump up one tire type thing, so it's not working, but I'll be able to use all the gauges and all the safety mechanisms off of that one and put it on the one that I'm going to build. Built these doors, seem to work okay. I can't really go with any overhead doors just because of the limited space overhead, so I just went with these doors. I got the gate hinges on them so that I can remove them if need be type thing. Just kind of lift them up. I made them light enough that I could lift them by myself, and then I can remove them if need be. And I'm on the end of the lane here, so I got a bit of a lane. Unfortunately, they had already plowed in a bunch of snow, but I'll have all that room there in the spring and summer, so I've been basically using about a third of my space. But what I wanted to post about was that the red truck has been retired. It's you can see I still have the gasification system on the back end. I took the cab off. I'm going to make it into a trailer, but I'm not going to keep the gasifier system on the trailer. It's just I'll convert it to just like a utility trailer type thing. We took the engine out. The plan has been for a while, almost a year now, that I wanted to make a wood gas engine, a high compression gasoline engine, basically, and then I would use that for the new truck that I bought to be gasified. So I wanted to show you guys. I ran the truck. I don't know. I didn't take very, very detailed notes, but I ran it for probably at least 10,000 kilometers on wood gas, if not more. So I ran it over about a year, almost 2 years. And I was actually quite surprised about how well everything looked. As you can see, I've never actually, I don't know too much. I haven't torn apart these engines too much, but on other engines that I've seen, they don't even look near as nice as this. I mean, there is a bit of carbon build up on, but I mean nothing nothing crazy in the cylinders. And I'll show you the only thing that really carbons up. Let's show you the throttle body, which has been posted before. Is that basically these throttle bodies get carboned up, you can see. But that's a maintenance thing, and like Wayne Keith says, if you go to the multi-port fuel injection, then you don't have to worry about these. Hopefully you can see. I can't really see in my view here, but pretty carbony. I don't know if I'll be reusing that one, because with this other engine, I'm going to be putting the 454 throttle body on it, which has a bigger intake holes on it. Let me get in better light here. This is the intake manifold. As you can see, the intake manifold gets pretty sooty right underneath the throttle body. See, it's built up with some soot there. And if I can get the light right here. Don't know if you can see down in there. There's basically a bunch of soot that hits the bottom of that intake manifold, right in the bottom here, and it kind of just it's like a little bit of a hill. It kind of just piles up in there, which could be a problem. However, the intake runners will actually look quite good. I hope you can pick this up with the camera. But I mean, a little bit of a coating, but nothing substantial, nothing that would really impair the airflow. So that's good news. I was expecting. The truck wasn't running that well when I decided to retire it. I had been running it on gas because I have had problems this winter. It was really cold this winter, and the way I designed the gasifier system is essentially I had some lines freeze, and I didn't have anywhere to put the truck that was warm. So once these lines freeze, it was pretty much euchred. It was shut down until spring, so that's something I'm going to be fixing with the next rebuild, and hopefully I'll be able to have this thing perform in minus 30 degree weather, minus 30 Celsius, I guess. And so it wasn't running very well on gas, but I'm going to attribute that. I thought maybe that these intake runners were all plugged up, but apparently that's not the case. So I am attributing the poor running to the clogged up throttle body. Yeah, so that's what I can see as being the problem, as well as I was having problems with it shuddering when I would let off the gas pedal. It would shake quite violently, and I didn't know what that was from. It almost sounded like something in the transmission, so I knew it needed some work. And the truck was only two-wheel drive, so I decided that I wasn't going to put any more time and effort into this truck, because the use of it for me, it really wasn't worth any more effort. So I bought the same model, same year, but with 4x4, and I'll start hopefully once I get all the gasification stuff out of the back here and this made into a trailer and out of the way, then I can bring in the other truck and start working on it. So the plan on the other truck is that it'll be a flatbed. I'll take the box off of it. Flatbed with an integrated Wayne Keith gasification system, slightly modified for cold winter use, to be installed on it. And then eventually, once I get it installed, then I can start working on this wood gas engine, which should, my plan is I got a 350. This block is a 350. I'm going to tear it down. I'm just going to do a very kind of basically a home. I'm not taking it to the machine shop if I don't have to. It's going to be a very low budget build. So we're going to take it all apart, clean everything, replace piston rings, and maybe rehome the cylinders or rehatch the cylinders. New gaskets everywhere because it's leaking oil in the bottom in the oil pan and whatnot, and just kind of clean it up a bit. Check some tolerances, make sure everything's good, and then so the 350 will get. I posted before about getting a pair of 305 heads. So that's the 350 block, and I've already worked on these heads. So these are the 305 heads, and I've ported the intake runners, and also did some work on the combustion chamber a little bit, just cleaning up a bit. And so these are 305 heads off a Vortec motor, off a 96 plus GM motor, which they're supposed to actually flow as good as the 906 heads, which are the 350 Vortec heads, the legendary stock 400 horsepower cylinder heads. So I'm hoping that these are the best flowing 305 heads there are for GM that are stock. So with the extra porting and whatnot, I'm hoping that they'll come out close to where a 350 would flow, 350 cylinder head. And but it will also, since I'm wood gassing it, and I'm going to be running primarily, and I've been talking to Terry L there, and he's been running strictly on wood gas. So I'm hopeful that this will just be strictly wood gas truck, with option of using like 94 octane or 91 octane if need be type thing. But I want to be able to start it and run it on wood gas. So these heads on a 350 block should up my compression. Now, I haven't done the math. I've just kind of been Googling it and whatnot. I haven't actually taken any measurements, but it should up it to about 10-1, I'm thinking, which is better than the typical about 8.5, I believe, on a typical, they call them a TBI Smogger head, which would be the heads that were on it originally. So should up the horsepower and be a little bit better. So with the 305 heads, I also, when I scavenged them off the other truck, I also got the cam. Now I may start with the stock 96 Vortec cam and see how that runs. I don't think I'll have to go this cam business. I've looked into it, and it's complicated, and everything is for gasoline. So I'm not sure how changing these cams are really going to be, because running on wood gas, you need different characteristics. Like you need good vacuum and these other good things. Probably better to have high torque than high RPMs. You want a lower torque type thing. So even if you're going to go aftermarket cam, it seems like you're going to be buying a mild cam anyways. So this, I don't think, will be too bad. It seems like it's in good shape, and I got the roller rockers as well. So it'll all be, the top end will all be a Vortec top end. And this is the intake mold off the Vortec motor. So originally it would have a plastic intake manifold that would, basically just an air plenum, and then because you have direct injection with these motors. But with this one, I use this plate and whatnot. I think I have another video just kind of outlining what I did. But so I got the 454 throttle body, which has bigger. I think it has a 50 millimeter butterfly instead of, I forget what the stock 350 and V6 ones are. But so since I know that basically I mean, you're going to have buildup in this throttle body, as well as directly underneath this, where it goes into the intake manifold, I made it pretty simple to take off. And I mean, that's going to be really easy to clean. And most of your, this is all metal, so I can just take this whole unit off, and I'll be able to